Hi, my name is Emilia, and this is my creative project for mythology class. I decided to do my project on Mapuche mythology since I grew up around these stories originating from Chile, my homeland. I researched a specific creature called Chonchon, or how the people on the countryside know it, the Tue-Tue. This is a creature from Mapuche mythology, from the southern zone of the Chilean country in a town called Chiloé. It is about a powerful sorcerer who cuts his head off and morphs into a flying, deformed human head with bird-like features such as wings and bird claws, who nimbly flies to his destiny. The sorcerer would go at night and search for possible souls to torment. He would fly around houses making his particular sound, Tue-Tue, and alert everybody that was around to hear it. He seeks the soul of the sick and preys on their families, sucking their blood. This creature meant a bad omen and death. You could hear its calling in the forest or at your window, but only at nighttime. Locals share in the documentary Los Tue-Tues Mitología Chilena on YouTube some remedies to avoid encountering this entity. To repel its presence, say out loud, martes hoy, martes mañana, martes toda la semana, which means Tuesday today, Tuesday tomorrow, Tuesday every week. This is a common protection spell against witches and sorcerers. Others say to put a named horse head on the roof to protect the house from malice. The most common tale is of people offering things to the Tue-Tue, such as a cup of tea, songs, salt, bread, or a full breakfast. And the next morning, a tall man dressed in a nice suit with a top hat would show at your door, asking for your offering. People also say not to reply to his calling since it can bring misfortune. The characteristics of this creature resemble the Greek myth Empusa, the feminine demonic creature who would shapeshift into animals and a beautiful woman in order to seduce its victims, sucking their blood or taking their soul. The Empusa would torment the weak and could also be repelled with certain remedies. For example, screaming bad things at her so she would run away. As she transformed into a beautiful woman, she was recognizable by having a bronze leg or a donkey leg. Empusas are mentioned in the book The Life of Apollonius of Tyana by Philostratus. The myth of the Tue-Tue is very close to me because my grandparents from the countryside told me about this creature since I was a child and told me their stories and encounters with this being. I also have friends whose grandparents have told them stories about this entity and how they dealt with it. All the stories I've heard from family members or even in school classes have been very present throughout my life, which is why I remember them very vividly and closely. Mapuche culture is very strong in Chile. We are taught since we are very young about their myths, their culture, their language. Even their lingo is part of Chilean lingo. Their culture is based on strong connections with nature, humans, and spirits, providing several stories of ancient knowledge that are passed down from generation to generation, helping to understand, explain, and teach daily occurrences in life. Okay, so as you see me working here, I am trying to do a Tue-Tue, how it should look like, based on pictures, tales, and stories that I've heard from documentaries or my actually family members who have encountered the creature in the very far south of my country. It's in an archipelago island where Chiloé is located, and it's really popular for their sorcerers and witchcraft and spirituality, and it's the strongest point of mythological Mapuchean culture in the whole country. For the production of the sculpture, I used a plumbed head, covered it with paste made out of glue and water, then covered it with 2 layers of white acrylic paint, and did the feathers with a black cardboard, a glue gun, and a lot of feathers. For the shading and painting of the face, I wanted to give it an airy and scary look, making it seem dead and alive at the same time, because it is a decapitated head that flies around the forest. I mostly want to transmit the feeling that it gives me when I think or talk about it now or when I was younger, because it is a really iconic and engraved myth and creature in Chilean culture in general. I had a lot of fun doing this project, and I'm really happy with the final result.